you talk about struggling with yourself in the comics. Most recently, Jughead was kind of identified as asexual.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up.
Is that something that you're going to explore on the show?
Well, first off, I don't think it's. I personally would love to see that exploration, but I'm just the actor. At the end of the day, to say that that's my job or my duty is probably a misunderstanding of the writer's role and the director's role and the producer's role. Like, if I was in full creative charge of this character, it would, things obviously would be different. Things obviously would go a certain way, but it seems to me that they're not going to explore that angle. And I think to me, that's kind of unfortunate, to be quite honest. I think there's a lot of room for growth in that, and I think that kind of representation is quite interesting, and I think it's needed, frankly. But this is also one of those things where it's only really been canon in a single iteration of the Archie universe, and that's Zdarsky's universe. It was said very shortly in passing, and it really wasn't addressed with kind of the fullness that I think it should have been addressed with. And unfortunately, it has garnered, unfortunately for the other representations of Jughead, it has garnered much of the attention on his character. Jughead has not really been asexual until that single iteration of Zdarsky's comic about maybe a year ago. So it's not in the digest, it's not in any of the previous ones, and now it's become kind of the linchpin of his character, which I also don't know if that's right specifically. But I don't have that kind of control as an actor, to be quite honest. I would love to sit here and be like, yes, of course, he will do this and this. But, we'll see. I know that, I know that Jughead's story right now has not fully been explored, and especially in terms of sexuality and his placement with the world. And I think because he as a character is so lost, just amongst himself and amongst his relations with everyone around him, that I think there's a lot of growth available there, and there's a lot of narrative that can be explored. But I really think if you want the answer to this question, you should point it at some of the creative leads on this show, because I think that would be a little more poignant. You guys would be able to get better answers.